also make you shine in another. Okay, so don't limit yourself to me or Patrick or VJ or Mr. Rink or Mr. Bismarck. We learned from somebody else. Books, very, very important. Wealth of wisdom in books. When I first started in this business, I couldn't afford books. Okay, I had, I was in traditional business really grew, and, I was sitting on top of the world, and then one thing led to another. My partner and I had the falling out. Bottom line is I ended up with nothing, the next day and owing half the world. Okay, and that's how I got into this business. And I used to be really, really frustrated about it, but now I'm so thankful, because if it weren't for that situation, I would have never discovered this industry. But anyway, I knew God works in mysterious ways. Really, I came to know this wonderful industry because of that incident in my life. But anyway, I knew I had to go get educated, okay, in this business. So I would go out to, what's the equivalent of your MPH? We call it National Bookstore in the Philippines. I would go there and start reading books. Okay, I couldn't afford to buy them. Okay, so I'd take them out of their plastic sleeve. Okay, and you could always tell when I was going to National Bookstore. I'd be in my shorts, rubber shoes, t-shirt, comfortable, and I'd sit there, take it out of the plastic sleeve and read. For 1-2 hours, read about the business, the industry, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd close it, I'd hide it behind other books, and then I'd go, okay, and have lunch and come back after lunch break. And then I would come back. No, really, I'm serious. I would come back, pick up the book and pick up where I left off. And I'd have, sir, no private reading. I'm like, no, I'm reading in public. This is not private reading. This is okay. But that's how I started. Company meetings. How do you learn how to present the business? Go watch somebody do it, right? I would go almost every night to all the meetings that the company had, just trying to soak up all the excitement, all the wisdom. I sat there and listened to all the different types of presentations. This guy would present the business in a different, this guy would present the business. And I started identifying, okay, I think this way will work best for me. I think this way will work best for me. And I started putting together my own presentation. I was saying earlier, one of the skills you need to succeed in this is how to answer objections. The other one is how to make an effective presentation. So it's one of the first things, and the first thing is I endeavored to learn, and you do that by listening to others present. Go to company meetings, make use of it. Remember, you're in the business of impartation. The more you know, the more you can pass down to your existing and future leaders. Okay, if you know nothing, you pass down nothing. It's that simple. I don't know how graphic you want me to be. Okay, if you go on a Xerox machine and out on the out plate or on the out tray, you want to see a full sheet of paper, what do you put up on top of the photographic plate? An empty piece? An empty sheet? No, you put in also a full sheet. That's what gets copied. Remember I was saying you are the standard bearer of your network? You are the one that your organization is going to emulate. You are the one that your organization is going to copy. Now let me ask you, are you worth copying? Can you look yourself in the mirror and say, I would like to have 2, 3, 4, 5 more under me like me? Some are saying yes, some are saying no. I don't mean any offense. Like I said, we don't have much time with each other. I must speak the truth. I asked your permission, remember? The more knowledge you have, the more confidence your organization will have in you. Okay, I just want to reiterate that point again. You want to acquire knowledge and wisdom not just for your sake, but for the people below you. Because let's face it, if you want to be successful in this business, you need to have an organization. The next building block of your foundation is setting up a home office. Okay, you don't have to go out, and rent at the Petronas, 1,000 square meters or 10,000 square feet of office space to do this business. No, you don't. We're structuring the web page. How many have seen the new design of the web page? Isn't it much better than the old one? We're designing that so that you don't have to go anywhere to do business. Everything can be done on the web. Okay, but still, you still should have a home office. Okay, in other words, you don't have to have an office in the traditional sense of the word. Okay, I built other businesses, I built organizations in other businesses, okay, from my home. Okay? Your real capital in this business is time. Right? Is it the $430? Is that your capital? I'm only hearing 1 or 2 people say no. Think about it. Either yes or no. Is that your capital? No. No. You're just buying a coin. That's all you're doing. Right? What is your real capital in this business? Time. Time, effort. That's your real capital. Okay? Now, if I were to put up, let's say, a computer shop, let's say all the money I had in the bank was, let's say, 100,000 ringgit, and I set up a computer shop. Okay? And that computer shop failed for some reason. Okay? I can't afford to make it fail because that's all the money I have. That's all the capital I have. But if Bill Gates were to put up a computer shop of 100,000 and that thing closed, will it make him bankrupt? What I'm trying to say is he can afford to lose more because he has more capital. I'm trying to address here the people that do this business part-time. How many endeavor in this business part-time? Okay, there's a lot of you out there. How many do this full-time? Also very good. Congratulations. But many of them started also doing this part-time. Okay, now when you're doing this business part-time, your capital base, right, is very, because time is your capital. See, if you only have 1 or 2 hours a day, okay, to invest into this business, you shouldn't waste. If you only have 2 hours a week to do this business, you shouldn't waste that. Okay? Time is your real capital here. That doesn't mean that if you're doing it full time and you have 8, 9, 10 hours a day that you can go around wasting your time. No. But you can afford to make more mistakes, right? Because you're just putting in more hours. But that doesn't mean that you should go around wasting time. Remember, okay, I don't have this on PowerPoint. You might want to take this down. One of the biggest advantages about this business is you don't have a boss, right? There's no pressure. There's no pressure from any boss. The only pressure you feel is yourself. Is the pressure that you put on yourself. I'm sorry. One of the worst things about this business is you don't have a boss. Hey, bosses are good because they're the ones that push us to reach our maximum. I know some, oh yeah, I do this business full time. But then when you go into his daily schedule, guy wakes up at 12, finishes his lunch break by 2:30. And he has to finish by 2:30 because he has to catch a 3 o'clock showing at Mid-Valley of, the movie. And he's out at 5 o'clock, just in time for an early supper, so he can finish by 7 to catch the next showing at Mid-Valley. And he has to catch the 7 so he can have a late supper at 9:30 and be in the disco by 11. But I don't work. I do Gold Quest full time. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? Doesn't mean that just because you don't have a boss that you can go around and waste your time. Always remember that. Your capital in this business is your time. If you're doing it part-time, then the more you should guard this capital. Make sure you don't waste it. And the way to be more efficient at managing your time is setting up a home office. You have to get organized, okay, in order not to waste your time. Okay, now the way to get organized, okay, in your home office, you should have company materials, brochures, profiles, newspapers, etc., etc. Okay, you should have a stack of them. You know why? Because you don't want to have just one, right? And then you go to a presentation and say, oh, can I have this brochure? I'm going to discuss this with my wife. Now you have to go back all the way to the office. You see what I'm trying to say? Now in Manila, going back to the office from your house sometimes takes 2-3 hours because of our traffic situation. Now here, it may only take 1 hour or maybe 45 minutes or 30 minutes, but hey, you still don't want to waste 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 1 hour. You could spend that time sitting down and showing the business to someone, or sitting down with the group or 2 or 3 of your people and training them. Don't waste your time, okay?